like they're still both really pretty, but I really honestly can't see the biggest difference. So maybe that's a no from me. I mean, I'm not saying I don't like it, I just don't think it's necessarily necessary to get both. Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, as you can see by the title, we are testing out the Doll Beauty She Fine Liners. It comes in a set of 12. They retail at £8.50 each. I bought it for £55, so I feel like if you want most of them, then maybe like getting the whole box is worth it. You will find out my opinions in the video. I am going to talk you through every single liner I use. I'm going to kind of like keep this video quite easy to watch. I don't want it to be like super long. I don't want you to have to watch me like put the whole liner on for each single one. I feel like if I just do that, put the liner on, talk you through it, obviously you'll find out the shades. I'm going to put everything on screen so you can really see like all the finer details as well. See my first reaction when I got the box. Obviously it came in this set, it came with every single one in a little box as well. I'm going to pop on screen now what it fully looked like, just because I wanted you in the video, like I took this beforehand, I wanted everyone to see what it really is like when you first open it. It has a complete full range, so it's from like completely nude. I'd say there was about half and half, and then more purpley tones, things that look more lilac-y or they've got lilac undertones. It really is for everyone, and I feel like that's really good that they've catered for every single shade, because I feel like a lot of brands could just bring out your classic nudes that they know people are going to buy, but a few of these shades, they've really gone out, and I have not found some of these shades ever before. So I have actually filmed this video once and it was super long. It was about an hour, and I was just like, I could edit that down, but it's not going to be short enough, so I'm going to keep this quite short. Hopefully I'm going to use all their lipsticks with it, so that if you go on the website at all, you can kind of pair them up, maybe off my recommendations. I know they have some bundles, so I feel like maybe that would help choosing a bundle, but like I'm going to kind of go off the lipsticks. I'm not necessarily going to go with the ones that you would normally pick. I'm going to try and use different shades and see how they go together. I don't want it to be like very classic and like obvious. I want to kind of venture out a little bit more, just so you can test and really see what it's about, because I feel like a testing video isn't a testing video if you don't like go out your comfort zone a bit and don't just put like a nude with a nude, maybe put like a purple with an orangey lipstick. I'm really going out there and just to see what it looks like. Before we start this video, make sure to go and follow me over my Instagram. Make sure to subscribe down below and leave me a comment in the comment section, your favourite lip liner and like your favourite look. I'd love you to tell me, even if you just tell me the time of the video that you saw it at, just so I kind of have an idea. I'd really love to know. So definitely go and do that, and without further ado, I'm going to get straight into the video. I think what I'm going to do is start with my neutrals and like split it. So the first section of the video will be like your neutrals, whether it's deeper or lighter, and then moving on to more like purpley shades, just because I feel like that would split it up easier. I don't want to go neutral purple, light purple, and like all over the place. I want to keep it quite contained. So first up, I'm going in with Killing It. I'm gonna maybe speed up how I do the liner, and I'll show you when it's on. It might look a bit funny because obviously it'll be blended in, and I won't have applied my lipstick yet, but I'm going to go through all of that with you, so do not worry. Like to apply my liner. I know this looks super odd before my lipstick, and I like to blend it out just as I'm going to do now. And then I love applying my lipstick with a brush, so I'm going to go in with the shade C'est La Vie, and it just looks like this. I'm just going to get a brush and just apply it with a brush. I feel like sometimes that actually makes it easier for me. So that is the first combination. We have Killing It and C'est La Vie. And I feel like I really like this as a matte combination. I feel like I don't necessarily need to add a gloss on top. I feel like I might, but I think I'm going to leave it actually. I feel like this is a really nice combination on its own. As a matte, you could put a clear gloss on, but that is one of my favourites, I think. I feel like it's your typical chestnutty liner, and I just think it looks amazing. Next up, I'm going in with Diva Forever. This is your typical cork shade. It is such a nice colour, and I feel like if you were definitely grabbing a few, I'd definitely pick up this one. I'm going to make sure, obviously, you can see like close-ups on the screen now of the actual swatches, but this is definitely like a colour that you'd need in your kit if you were just wanting a nice like nude liner. I love how creamy they are, and I also love how you can build them up, because if you saw when I first put it on, obviously I'd only put like one stroke on, but it wasn't completely like the colour it is now, so it is very buildable, and you can go like a lot lighter with it, which I really like, because I feel like some liners you put it on and that's kind of it, and unless you really blend it out, it's not going to get any lighter, so I feel like that's really good. I am going to go in with Fomo, I think. Now this is one of their, I'd say this is probably their most popular lipstick shade. Maybe that's just me, but I personally think it is. Combo of Diva Forever and Fomo, and I really like this. I think it's super like natural, super neutral, like I literally love it. I feel like this is a very day-to-day like combination that I'd wear. I am going to put a gloss on top just because I feel like it kind of like spices it up a little bit. I feel like it is perfect though, and I feel like it's so nice and matte, so you don't necessarily need a gloss. But I think I'm going to go in with Instaglam. So I'm just going to squeeze a little bit out because it comes in this little pretty bottle. But I want to just pop a little bit on the wand. It's literally insane. Like insane. They're just winning on their lip ranges. Like wow. Can you even cope? And also something I want to really make clear, I feel like this might sound really stupid. I've just put on a lip gloss on top of like the whole lipstick look, and I feel like you probably would be thinking, oh, I can't really tell why she put a lipstick on if she's just going to put a gloss on, but it would make such a difference because the formula is still underneath. Whether you can see it or not, it doesn't really matter. Like the lip gloss on top would not look so thick and full if I didn't have a lipstick underneath. And don't get me wrong, they still look amazing, but it would look a lot more clear, I'd feel like. I don't think it really brings out the shape and the full look of my lips without the lipstick underneath, so that's why I really like doing that. And that is something I always do rather than just putting a gloss on. And I really like this combination. I feel like it's super natural, super neutral, just like a day-to-day or even like your night out. Just, you definitely need that lip liner. I feel like it is so wearable, and I feel like it would suit absolutely everybody. So next up I've got on Run the World, and I really like this. It's super neutral again. I'm actually just going to pop a gloss straight on top just to show you the difference. So that is Rin the World and TMI Gloss by Jordan Anastasia, and I really like this. I feel like it's quite similar to the last one, to be honest. I'll pop up the difference of the swatches on screen just so you can see the difference, because obviously you don't want to get two if they look quite similar, but I feel like it's just depending on the combination. Obviously I had more of like a pinkish gloss on before, so obviously you can switch it up that way. I feel like that's really nice, that you can just wear like different shades of glosses or lipsticks and switch it up. But the difference, I feel like it is a lot more earthy toned, and it's got a tiny bit of like purple. It's not purple, but the kind of like earthy tones makes it more of like a lilac-y shade rather than a standard neutral, if that makes any sense whatsoever. You will obviously see the difference with the swatches. One on the right will be this one, and the one on the left the one before, and obviously this one is a lot more like, it does have that, if you can see from there, it does look like kind of like lilac-y rose, but it is actually nude, so that's just to clear that one up. So now we've reached the point where this is a lot more pinky. As you can see, the shade is a lot more pinkish, and I really like it still. I feel like it's a different kind of shade of pink. This is You Go Girl. It's not your average like really light pink or really like fuchsia pink. It is a real nude pink, which I really like, and I think it's very different because it's very easy to just put a pink liner on, and you don't necessarily want it to be pink, you want it to be like a nudish pink, which is obviously what this is. So I definitely feel like if you like pink lips, like, and that kind of vibe, and like a lipstick on top and like a thick pink gloss, definitely pick this one up, because I feel like this is really key to keeping it quite neutral but you still have the pink. So I'm going to pick up Golden Girl, and this is honestly one of my favourites. I really like this, and I'll be using this so much. I feel like in all my looks, and every time I go out, I usually go for like a nude lip liner, lipstick, everything like that, just purely because I do not have a combination like this. Obviously this liner is pink but nude, so it's not like, as I said, it's not a bright pink, so it's really nice how it goes with this lipstick. And I feel like I'm just going to put a little bit of Instagram on again, just because I feel like this is probably the best gloss to pair with this. And it's just super pink. Like, I love the pink vibe, and I love how the lip liner is still darker than the lipstick, because that is a big thing for me. I don't like a lip liner to be lighter unless I want it to be really natural. I feel like that's really key. Obviously it blends into your lips completely. We have actually got one that is really natural, so that will be the next one that I try. It's almost like I put on a clear gloss because it matches the shade so well. Golden Girl and Instagram are a must together, but it does still have like the pink reflex all the way through, so it's definitely not the same as just a clear gloss. So this is definitely needed. It's got like so many sparkles within the actual gloss. Like, I think it's really nice and super glossy. I'm gonna go and take some pictures in this because I'm obsessed with this combination. This is the one. This is like the perfect pink set. You need all these, like, honestly. So next we have Boy Bye, which is the natural shade I was telling you about. And although it really melts into my lip shade that's natural, I do feel like it still goes well with this lipstick, and I still feel like it is darker on the outside, which is obviously something I love. And I often go back in with my liner just to make sure it is really like there and defined, because obviously sometimes the lipstick can smudge it. But these are so creamy, so they really complement each other. Obviously a gloss is harder to get the liner back on, which is why I always do it before the gloss, but I feel like sometimes lipsticks aren't as creamy, and these lipsticks and these lip liners are so creamy. Obviously they know their own formula because it's the same brand, but I still think it's really good how they've done that. And that is one of my favourites. I'm going to put on a little bit of Blogged. So this is another one of their lip glosses. This is more of like your neutral lip gloss. So this is what it looks like. Also, can we just appreciate how glossy these are, especially for glosses with like a lot of tint in and a lot of sparkle. They're literally so thick and glossy, but not sticky, and it's such a cute gloss. You know what? Every single one I'm like, I really like it, I really like it. It's my favourite. They're all my favourite. Like, I can't even lie. Like, there's not one that I don't like. Like, I genuinely love them all, which is why I think if you do love your lipstick and like you wear it a lot, I do feel like sometimes getting the whole set is actually better, because at the end of the day what I'd have done, I would have got a few and then I would have got a few more, so it just works out better in a way. I'm obsessed with this combination, and I feel like this is again like a really like easy daytime lip combination. I probably wouldn't go out, and it's a little bit lighter than normal what I'd go for, but I still really like it. And I think I'm used to like a really like chestnutty lip liner, but I still really like this, and I just think this is a way more natural way to define your lips without it looking like you've got lip liner on. Like, I feel like you can still kind of tell, but nowhere near as much as the others, but that's obviously how I like it. I just feel like personally this is a lot more natural for the lip liner, focused. Obviously the gloss isn't, and it's like really thick and how I want it, but I feel like the liner is a lot more natural. So I feel like if you're going for that look, I said this in my last attempt of this video and I feel like I still feel the same about it, so if you want like a really natural kind of nude, then I'd definitely go for Boy Bye. So next I've got her Slot On, and this is a really deep purple. This is their brightest purple. They do have other purples obviously that I'm about to show you, but I feel like this is the brightest one. I'm gonna go off everything you'd probably been told. Obviously you'd probably pair like more of a pinkish lipstick with this. Well, I'm not. I'm going to pair a really neutral Sailor V with a bit of orange. I feel like it just really works, and although you wouldn't expect it to and you maybe wouldn't put it together, it's obviously not bright orange. But you can kind of see like the orangey tone in the middle. And I feel like it's just really nice. It kind of goes pink, it kind of blends together and makes it look pink. But I really like this, and it just kind of shows you that you don't need to buy every single lipstick to have the full liner set and create looks with it. You can just maybe have one or two and it will work. Like maybe get a neutral one and maybe get a pinky one if you want to, or maybe just get two neutral. If that's what you feel like you're going to use more, you can still use the neutral with the purpley ones and it will just kind of blend together to more of a pinkish shade. Like you wouldn't think this was Sailor V on my lips. You would think it's more of like maybe one of their pink shades that they have, and I don't actually own any. I'd say Golden Girl's the most one I've got, but I'd say that's more peachy. You don't need to buy every single lipstick to create any combination that you want, and I think that's just such a nice tip to have, because I would have like at one point probably bought every single lipstick to try out, or bought a pink one for a purple or whatever for whatever, but actually you can do so much just with maybe 2 or 3, and you can create so many combinations, so you don't need to buy every single lipstick if you want to buy different lip liners to try out. And I do think actually now I've put on the lipstick, it probably doesn't look as bright purple. I mean, I definitely wouldn't wear it with this look normally, but I feel like this is just my typical look. I wanted to do a look today that kind of you can wear any lipstick with. I didn't want it to be a certain colour, maybe like a pink where the pink would complement it more. I wanted it to just be quite basic and what I'd normally wear, and I think I really like how it's turned out, but I probably would use this in a makeup look, or maybe if I'm doing like maybe like a more of a smoky eye. I feel like purples are very like autumny colours, but I think this is a lot more brighter than maybe your average like autumny lip, but I have got some more that are way more like that. So I feel like this is a really nice bright combination, but it's definitely not something I would normally go for, especially like not day to day. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of Instaglam just on the top. That really does go well. I just personally wouldn't put purple on my lips that is this bright, but I still think it's super cool, and I would definitely, most definitely be using it in makeup looks. I just think day to day it's probably not a bit of me. Now this is far more your autumn purple shade. This is Lips Don't Lie, and the way that like blends with any shade. Obviously they all do. I just feel like, you know, autumn, like people tend to wear like more purpley colours on their lips, maybe not like a bright purple, but you know what I mean, like you know what kind of like vibe I'm on about. And this is definitely one of them. It's so burgundy, it's so, well, you can see what it is, but I feel like it's definitely more of a popular shade. I feel like this one will definitely have a lot more people drawn to it just because it is like a real autumn lip, and I really like that because I find like a lot of the time you find like autumn lipsticks this colour but not necessarily a liner. So the perfect shade for this, I believe, is Get Lippy. They do have one called My Love, which I feel like is meant to go with like purpley liners, but like I say, I'm not going to buy every single lipstick just to test out the liners and just to like, in real life you don't need that many to make it work. It can work just like this. So I'm using Get Lippy, and this is like more of my purpley, it's not purple but it's more of like that kind of tone, a lot more earthy than my other neutral lipsticks. I wanted to get one like this, but I didn't want it to be like too purple where it's kind of like darker and you have to like really use a deeper lip liner. I really like this. I feel like this is a real like autumn vibe. It's so much different to the last one, and although it might not look it, it really is. Like the way the other one was so purpley and this is just like a perfect shade. I feel like it's almost like it looks nude and it looks like a warm, cozy, autumny nude. It's definitely got the purple in it, and I just think it's perfect, and I really like this. I think I'm going to put a little bit of Instagram again just because I feel like this is one of the most versatile glosses they have. It is pink, but I feel like you can put pink on a neutral and pink on a purple, and I just think it goes really well. I didn't want to put Blogged on just because I feel like I am going for more of a purpley tone here with the liner, so I don't really want to do that, but I'm obsessed. I really like this combination. I feel like this is one you definitely need to get. I feel like everybody needs more of a purpley shade in their kit, in like their makeup bag, whatever it is. I feel like rather than just having just nudes, it's great to have a few, but I think this is the perfect one. I think this is one you definitely need for the more autumny season. And this is Lips Don't Lie, so definitely get that one. I think if you're looking just to get like maybe 3 or 4, Lips Don't Lie is definitely up there. I feel like I can understand that you might not want like all the purpley tones, but Lips Don't Lie, I just think like it will suit absolutely everybody, and it's definitely for that like autumny feel on your lips. Next up I've got on Fomo and Kiss My Sass liner. I do feel like this is very similar to the last liner that I tried on. I don't know why, I just do feel like it is. I feel like maybe this is way more neutral. Obviously it's still like a full colour, but it's definitely a lot more neutral than the last one, even though it does look very similar. So I think that is the most tiny difference. So I probably wouldn't get both of them. If you're looking to just get singles, I probably wouldn't opt for both. I just think maybe get one. And I just think Lips Don't Lie is maybe a little bit more out there and a lot more like obviously autumn. This is kind of like, it's still a very autumny colour, but maybe it's just a little bit more warm, a little bit softer on your lips. So not as in like texture either, like just the soft look. But I really don't think they're very different at all, so I don't think it's necessary to get both. That's my personal opinion. I just don't think you need to. Like they're still both really pretty, but I really honestly can't see the biggest difference. So maybe that's a no from me. I mean, I'm not saying I don't like it, I just don't think it's necessarily necessary to get both. Next up I've got on Spice Up Your Life and Golden Girl, and I really do feel like these 3 shades that I've just tried on all right next to each other are very similar. I think Lips Don't Lie is a lot more purpley, but not purple, more like autumny purple. I really didn't see the biggest difference between that one and Kiss My Sass. But Spice Up Your Life is a lot more earthy toned, a lot more on the neutrally pink side. I feel like it's definitely not like a bright pink. Obviously they don't have like a bright fuchsia, anything like that. I'm not trying to suggest that. I just feel like it's more of a pinky purple, so it's still on the earthy tone side. I just feel like it's almost as though they've mixed lilac, light pink and the lightest like bit of nude all together. So there is a big difference between this one and like the other two, but I'd probably put them together in a set for the same kind of vibe. But I still really like it, and I think I'd definitely get this one. It's definitely got all three in. I don't feel like it's really like my favourite, but I do feel like it does cater for everything. It does have the neutral in it. You can really see close up the tone of it. It's not like directly like the full colour or the pink. It really has got a lot of pink in it, which is really, really nice, and that's why it goes with Golden Girl so well, I find. So I am going to pop on just a clear gloss on top. I don't feel the need to put on like a colour gloss. It's very pink. It's a lot more pink, I have to say. Like, I know I've said that about 10 times now, but now I like look at the other two, which are a lot more purpley. This is definitely a lot more pink, but first impressions you would suspect it was the same. I really like this one. This is Girl Code, but I have just made my lips lighter, so I feel like that's a really nice thing to have. I feel like it's nice that I got that option. Obviously, first up, it's not like a liner that really makes my lips defined, and I couldn't really put like a lighter one on, and I would personally put this with a clear gloss, and it just is so natural. It looks like it could be my lip shade. I don't see why it wouldn't be. It doesn't look obviously like a bright purple or bright pink or anything like that where you'd think that's obviously not her natural lip colour. I feel like it does look super natural. I'm about to put a clear gloss on, and I feel like it maybe just looks like I've just put a gloss on top of my lips. That could just be my natural lip colour, and I really like that, because if I just wanted to overline my lips and I wanted it to look super natural, obviously it's not going to, if I did like red liner, it's not going to be my lip shade, so it's not going to look natural, but this just looks like super natural. Looks like I've just put on a clear gloss, and I really like that, because if you're trying to like overline your lips or anything like that, it just looks natural. It doesn't look like it just makes my lips look bigger. If I want to go for that look, I can do that, and that's super good. I'm really happy with that one. I feel like it's not a liner I'd use to define my lips, or I probably wouldn't use it with a lipstick, because I feel like apart from Fomo, I probably wouldn't find one lighter, especially as it's lighter than my actual lip shade. But it's nice how it gives me the chance to overline. That if it was darker, I feel like it would just look like I have a liner on, which is obviously the point of liner, and I absolutely love that. But like for one that you want to look really natural and to look like your lip shade, this is absolutely perfect. The bottom lip has now been taken off. It looks the same, pretty much the same. So it's really like helpful that I have that. If I want to overline my lips, no one's gonna know. And I think that's really cool, and like really easy, because if you're just having like a day-to-day, you just want to throw on like lashes, maybe a bit of like pink honey on your brows, something like that. It's nice to have something for your lips, so that while you've put a gloss on, you're like able to kind of give them that like fuller look, if that's what you want. So yeah, really happy with that one. This is so neutral, but it's so much deeper. It's almost like a, what could I call it? Almost like a nutty kind of colour. I do feel like it's not the autumn vibe. It's not like that kind of purpley. I know it's not purple, but I'm just trying to describe it as like the autumn lip colour. Obviously it has like bits of purple in, and it's definitely not like that, but it's also not like chestnut or cork nude. It's definitely like a little bit broader than that, but I really like this. I do feel like a lot of these are quite similar. Obviously Lips Don't Lie, Kiss My Sass, and this one is Boss Lady, and I do feel like they are very similar. Go with a lot more of like neutral shades, I feel like. Obviously you can put anything with anything, like there's no rules, but I do feel like if you had this one, it's probably easier to like use it with a variety of things. It's got the neutral, but it also, you could turn it into more of like an autumny colour depending on if you use a pink lipstick, and I think that's really good that you can do that. So I'm using Get Lippy. And I'm going to use a little bit of Blog just to show you, because it is neutral, so I feel like it's important to show you that obviously I'm not just going to use pink with all of these like autumny colours, because then that just kind of like puts it in the category of like purpley pinks. See what I mean? Like, it goes with neutral. Like, I've literally just coated my lips in this Blog lip gloss, which is neutral, but you can still see the liner and you wouldn't think this is purple at all. So that's what I'm saying in that respect. Like how this one's very versatile. If you were like maybe getting just a few, I'd get this one, because I feel like obviously you can bring out the pink, you can bring out the neutral. Kiss My Sass and Lips Don't Lie are very like purpley, so I feel like you can obviously use neutral with it, but it doesn't really go as well. And then obviously Spice Up Your Life is a lot more pink, so maybe even just if you got the two, I feel like. But this one, I just feel like this one's really nice. Like, obviously I've got a neutral lip on. Yeah, you can do whatever you want, and I really feel like this is one that I'll be wearing a lot of. And I love how it's called Boss Lady as well. Like, I love how they've all got like girl boss names. I feel like that's so important. One is called Princess, and oh my gosh, the way I love this is almost, when I say like lilac-y, obviously it's not like lilac purple, but it's more like a lilac neutral, if that makes any sense. I feel like it's so like an earthy tone. I feel like that's the right way to describe it, to be honest. Neutral, but it's definitely more on the purple side, and not like the last ones have been like very reddish purple where they are like autumn fall. I've applied Come to Mama with it. This is very like not like musky, it reminds me of like velvet. I feel like it's not purple, but it's just like obviously like more of a lilac-y shade. You can really see like over here what I mean, and obviously it's not like a lilac as in like light purple lilac, it's like a lilac neutral. I need to find the term, I don't know if it is like musk, but I really like this. I think it's super nice, it's super like toned down and neutral, and it's not too like out there, so maybe you don't want your lips to be like the biggest feature that day. I feel like this is just perfect, and I really like, and I think it's one of my favourites, to be honest, that I've tried on. And I feel like this would go really well with a neutral gloss, probably more than a pink, but like I say, like there's nothing stopping anything. They've kind of made them so like versatile, apart from the real purpley ones, but you could still use like Golden Girl or Sailor V, where they do have like the orangey tones. So like I say, like you can really bring out anything you want. It doesn't have to be restricted to pink, but typically I feel like you could use neutral or pink with this. I probably would opt for the neutral, but that's just something I prefer. I feel like musk, I don't know what, it really is annoying me. Mink, maybe it's called mink. I had these slippers once, and they were like in the shade mink. Obviously they weren't mink like the fur, they were like in that shade. I don't know if it's, I don't think it's musk, it's like, I think it may be mink. If you've ever seen like that shade in anything, this is basically what it looks like on your lips. It's like that lilac-y neutral, basically, as I've said about 100 times. But yeah, that's the last one, and I really like it, and I think I'm going to keep it on for the next video I film, because I feel like it is quite natural and it's not too like, look at your lips. But yeah, I really like, so I really hope you've enjoyed. I've absolutely loved doing this. I've absolutely loved testing them all. I hope it hasn't been too long. I've tried to go as quick as I can, if you can't already tell. I don't want you to be sat here like watching me like every single thing I do on my lips. If you want to see how I line my lips, that's fine. But I don't feel like it's that important. Like, it's pretty much the same every single time. I'm just wiping it off in between. I just kind of wanted to give you like some ideas of the combinations you might get. Obviously I've got the 5 lipsticks here, and then the 2 glosses and all the lip liners that they sell, but I don't feel like you necessarily need all 5 lipsticks. Like I say, I feel like you can just mix and match. If you have like a neutral one with maybe the orange tones, like Sailor V is probably the most versatile. You can use it definitely with the purples and definitely with the neutral, so I definitely say to get Sailor V. Fomo is my favourite. Fomo is the lightest one they do, and I really like it with the chestnut brown. It really just is my favourite ever, and that's the one I used at the start of the video if you wondered what my intro lip combination was, and that was just with a clear gloss. So I feel like those two, if you were going to get some, I definitely get Sailor V and Fomo, and they're definitely the most popular shades by far. Other than that, I really hope you've enjoyed. Make sure to go and follow me over my Instagram, and definitely go and subscribe and like down below. Let me know your favourite combination or just your favourite liner, and if you agree with me or what I've said. Like, I want to know like what you think. Maybe you thought the three that I said were really similar weren't, and I'd love to know, because I feel like to me maybe it's different, and maybe I'm like, really, I feel like it is quite similar. But if you can notice the differences, and that is really, really good, and I hope you can, because I feel like they all have tiny differences, even if some of them are like much of a bigger difference and some aren't. Like, they are obviously all different for a reason. They're not obviously going to make the same liner in 12 shades and then sell it for different names. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I love you all so much. Thank you so much for the support recently. Not that I've never always had it, but it's just been like crazy recently, especially over my Instagram and on here. I'm really enjoying this, and I can't wait to see you all in the next video. So I'll see you all soon. Bye.